Hello, dear children. Hope you all are fine. So, in the last video, we started the chapter The Little Girl by Catherine Mansfield. We finished till the paragraph 4 also, and there we met the main character, Kezia, the little girl, and her father, and we had some informations about her fear for her father. Okay, and at the end, we found that Kezia was preparing a pin cushion for her father as a birthday gift. Okay, so let's see what all things will happen. So we are moving on to the fifth paragraph. Listen. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched three sides, but what to fill it with? That was a question. The grandmother was out in the garden, and she wandered into mother's bedroom to look for scraps. On the bed table, she discovered a great many sheets of fine paper, gathered them up, tore them into tiny pieces, and stuffed her case, then sewed up the fourth side. That night, there was a hue and cry in the house. Father's great speech for the Port Authority had been lost. Rooms were searched, servants questioned. Finally, mother came into Kezia's room. Kezia, I suppose you didn't see some papers on a table in our room. Oh, yes, she said. I tore them up for my surprise. What? Screamed mother. Come straight down to the dining room this instant. So, meaning for laboriously, with a little of effort or with a difficulty. Okay, scraps, small pieces of cloth or paper or like that. Then, word meaning for hue and cry, that angry and protest. Okay, angry protest. That is a meaning for hue and cry. That's it. Instant means very moment. That's it. So, what all things happen here? Kezia was preparing that cushion for her father. She started sewing the three sides of that cushion, and then she wanted to fill something. Okay, fill something into that cushion. So she couldn't see her grandmother there. So she just wandered in her house and went into her mother's room, and there she found some papers on the table. So she took it, she tore them into tiny pieces, and used that scraps to fill the cushion. And then she sewed up the fourth side also, and her gift was well set now, and she is very happy. Okay, but that night she heard a lot of shouting in the house. The reason was Kezia's father had prepared a speech for the Port Authority. Maybe it might be a particular meeting. Okay, he had prepared a speech, and he is now unable to find that speech. That's lost. So we know that where the speech has gone. It has already torn into tiny pieces, and it was already stuffed into the cushion also. So now the family is searching that papers, searching for that papers everywhere in the house. They call the servants. They start questioning them. So they couldn't find that papers. Finally, Kezia's mother approaching Kezia, and she asked Kezia, "Did you see the papers?" So very innocently, Kezia says that yes, I took it and I tore it into pieces. That was the answer of Kezia, because it shows that she is very innocent. Okay, she is very innocent. She don't know that she had committed a mistake. She don't know that that papers were such a valuable one. Okay, she don't know that. That's why she is very innocent, and she says that she's agreeing that she had taken the papers. So by hearing that answer, Kezia's mother became very angry. She became furious, and she orders Kezia to come down to the dining room and to meet her father. That is what is happening there. Listen to the next paragraph. And she was dragged down to where her father was pacing to and fro, hands behind his back. Well, he said sharply, Mother explained. He stopped and stared at the child. Did you do that? No, she whispered. Mother, go up to her room and fetch down the damned thing. See that the child is put to bed this instant. So now, um, Kezia is there to meet her father in the dining room. Okay, and father is asking her. Father started questioning her. He's asking her whether she had taken those papers. Okay. So we know that whenever she started talking to her father, she will start stammering. Okay, that is what is happening here also. When he asked, she said she answered no, but it was like a stammering. Okay, then father orders mother to take the damning thing here. The cushion is referred to as a damning thing here. Okay, damning thing here, we'll use that word. We know that we use that word to express our anger. So now here, father is expressing his anger by referring that cushion as the damning thing here. Okay, he wanted that cushion to bring down, and he's ordering her mother to take the child to her bedroom. Okay, Casey was so scared. Okay, at that time, as she wanted to answer to her father, so she was very, very much scared. Okay, that is what is happening there. And the seventh paragraph, just moving on to seventh paragraph. Crying too much to explain, she lay in the shadowed room watching the evening light make a sad little pattern on the floor. Then father came into the room with a ruler in his hands. I'm going to beat you for this, he said. Oh, no, no, she screamed, hiding under the bedclothes. He pulled them aside. Sit up, he ordered, and hold out your hands. You must be taught once and for all not to touch what does not belong to you. But it was for your birthday. Down came the ruler on her little pink palms. Okay. So now Kezia, she's crying. She's lying on her bed. The room was dark. Shadowed room means dark room. Lights were not there. So she was there crying. And she saw that her father is entering into the room. And he had a ruler, a scale in his hands. And father says that I'm going to beat you for what you did. So Kezia wanted to justify her deed. She says that I did it, father, because I wanted to make a gift, a present for you for your birthday. That's why. But he couldn't hear that. He says that I'm going to punish you. Then only you will remember that you don't have to take anything that doesn't belong to you. Okay, that is what is. He says, we couldn't say that her father doesn't love her. Okay, our parents will scold us, they will punish us because they love us a lot. Okay, and here also Kezia's father loves her. That's why he wanted to make her understand that she don't have to take anything, she don't have to take or she don't have to touch anything that doesn't belong to her. Okay, it will be helpful for her future life also. So he wanted her to behave in a proper way. That is what is he is going to punish Kezia. Kezia couldn't understand or she couldn't realize the seriousness of the mistake that she had committed. Okay, she don't know the importance of the papers that she had already tore. Okay, so that is what is in this paragraph. So she got beats on her palm, okay, with a ruler. So in the next paragraph, we can see in the 8th paragraph, hours later, when grandmother had wrapped her in a shawl and rocked her in the rocking chair, the child clung to her soft body. What did God make fathers for? She sobbed. Here is a clean hanky, darling. Blow your nose. Go to sleep, pet. You'll forget all about it in the morning. I tried to explain to father, but he was too upset to listen tonight. But the child never forgot. Next time she saw him, she quickly put both hands behind her back and a red color flew into her cheeks. Okay, so her father beat her, and after that, uh, she was lying with her grandmother. Okay, she had got beating, and after so many time, her grandmother wrapped her in a shawl, and grandmother was trying to pacify her. Okay, she made her sit in her lap on a rocking chair. She was trying to put Kezia to sleep, and Kezia was clinging to her grandmother. Okay. Grandmother couldn't comfort her. Okay, she was out of control. She was crying, and she says that why the God had created fathers, because she hated her father. Okay, this words comes out because she was very innocent. Okay, that is the problem. She's so innocent. She's a small girl. That's why she couldn't uh, understand the depth of her mistake. Okay, she was heartbroken, and he did not understand her. That is her problem, and said that God should not have made fathers. Okay, so grandmother is trying to comfort her. Grandmother is giving her a handkerchief to clean her nose in it, and she is asking her to sleep. And grandmother says that you just sleep, and after having a sleep in the morning, you'll forget everything that happened tonight. Okay, and I'll talk to your father. And today we couldn't what we couldn't confess him. Okay, he is very angry tonight, so uh, you just sleep now. That is what is my grandmother says. Okay, so just listen to the next paragraph. Ninth one. The McDonalds lived next door. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. The father with a baby, Mao, on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging onto his coat pockets, ran around and round the flower beds, shaking with laughter. Once she saw the boys turn the hose on him, and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. Then it was she decided there were different sorts of fathers. Suddenly one day mother became ill, and she and grandmother went to hospital. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice, the cook, that was all right in the daytime. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. So in the last paragraph, I missed one more point to tell you that Kezia couldn't forget that incident. Okay, and whenever after that incident, whenever she met her father, she started keeping her hands at her back. Okay, that is what is the habit she had built. Okay, and here in this paragraph, here in this paragraph, the writer is talking about Kezia's neighbors. Okay, family named McDonald's. Okay, McDonald had 5 children, and Kezia will sometimes peep at them through a hole in the fence in the wall. Okay, and she could find that this family was very happy. This father will be playing with the 5 children. Okay, and the children also will be very happy uh, being with their father, and their father will not scold them. He had enough time to play with his children, and once she saw that his children opened the water pipe and tried to make him wet, but Mr. McDonald was not at all angry with his children. Okay, he tried to catch them, and he was laughing. He'll play with them, and all this was very strange for Kezia because her father was very busy. Her father never uh, played with her. Okay, so she couldn't imagine such kind of incidents in her life. Okay, so she became very surprised by seeing such kinds of father and children. Okay, and she realized that Mr. McDonald is just quite opposite to her father. And one more thing, she understood that God had made various kinds of fathers. Okay, then one day Kezia's mother fell ill, and she was taken to the hospital, and Kezia's grandmother also accompanied her to the hospital. And the problem is now Kezia is alone in the house with her father. Okay, so now daytime is okay for her. She'll be doing something with the cook. The name of cook is Alice. Daytime she is fine with Alice, but bedtime is somewhat a problem for Kezia. Okay, so we are moving on to the next paragraph, 10th paragraph. What will I do if I have a nightmare? She asked. I often have nightmares and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark, it all gets whispery. You just go to sleep, child, said Alice, pulling off her socks, and don't you scream and wake your poor pa. But the same old nightmare came. The butcher with a knife and a rope, who came nearer and nearer, smiling that dreadful smile, while she could not move, could only stand still, crying out, Grandma, Grandma! She woke, shivering, to see father beside her bed, a candle in his hand. What's the matter? He said. So, you know the meaning for nightmare. Nightmare means frightening dream. Okay. And dreadful means fearful. Okay. So, Kezia is explaining to Alice that every day she'll be having nightmares. And whenever she had a nightmare, she'll be going to grandmother's room and she will sleep along with grandmother. So, today she is alone. She couldn't go to grandmother, and she says Alice that she could not stay all alone in the dark room. Okay, and she says that I'm very scared. She could hear only different kinds of whispering sounds. Okay, whisper means small sound. Okay, and that sounds will make her feel that someone is there around her. That is the issue. Okay, but Alice says that you just go and sleep, child. Okay, sleep quietly. And she's helping Kezia to remove the socks. Okay, and she's warning Kezia that not don't scream because your father is lying next to your bedroom. Okay, so Kezia feels that I'm helpless. Okay, but things didn't supported her. Okay, that night also the dreadful dream came to her. Okay, the same butcher came to her with a big knife in his hand and a rope in another hand, and he was approaching Kezia. So she started screaming. Okay, she started screaming, and she was calling grandma. So when she opened her eyes, she could see that her father is there near to her. Okay, she was Kezia's father was there with a candle in his hand, and he asked what happened. Okay, listen to the next paragraph. Oh, a butcher, a knife! I want Granny. He blew out the candle, bent down, and caught up the child in his arms, carrying her along the passage to the big bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away the paper, then carefully tucked up the child. He lay down beside her, half asleep still with the butcher's smile all about her, it seemed. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm, held tightly to his shirt. Then, the dark did not matter. She stayed still. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, said father. Okay, so Casey's father came to her and She said, when he asked what had happened, she says that a butcher came. I saw a nightmare. That's why I screamed. She started explaining. Okay, so what father is doing is, uh, he just took Kezia. He lifted Kezia and took her to his bedroom. Here we can see the affection that Kezia's father has for her. Okay, he carried her to his bedroom, and uh, maybe he was reading a newspaper because a newspaper was there on the bed. He just kept that paper aside and carefully tucked up the child. Tucked up means cover up nicely in bed. Okay, so Kezia's father lay her in his bed, and he also lie down there next to her. Okay. Oh, and the word meaning for snuggled. Snuggled is given in your textbook itself. Moved into a warm, comfortable position close to another person. Okay. So now Kezia felt her father's affection, and so she went close to him. Okay. She snuggled herself towards her father, and she held his shirt tightly so that she would not feel scared again. Okay. And we can say that she had overcome her fear against her father. Okay. And she was no longer afraid for her father. And father is asking Kezia to rub her feet against his legs so that they became warm. So here comes our last paragraph. Tired out, he slept before the little girl. A funny feeling came over her. Poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. He was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness, and every day he had to work and was too tired to be a Mr. McDonald. She had torn up all his beautiful writing. She stirred suddenly and sighed. What's the matter? Asked her father. Another dream. Oh, said the little girl, my head is on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear. So that was a lovely paragraph, the last one. Okay. Here in this paragraph, Kezia was able to realize her mistake. Okay. She can understand her father's love. Okay. She realizes that her father is a very poor man because he's working so hard every day. He's working so hard, and because of that, he couldn't become a Mr. McDonald. Okay, he couldn't play with her, and he'll be very much tired. Okay, so that's why he couldn't play with her. He got so tired, and because of that, he already went off to sleep. Okay, before Kezia, he already went to sleep. Okay, and now Kezia felt that her father's heart was also full of love for her. Okay, and she realizes that she had been wrong, and that is why her father had beaten her. He had been so strict with her. Okay, and already her father was asleep. She heard uh, what the sound of his heartbeat. Okay, and she says that, father, I can hear your heartbeat. And you have got a very big heart. Okay, and last she is referring her father as father dear. Okay, Kezia is showing her love for her father here because she had already realized that her father also loved her. Okay, uh, and again she had what she started making sighs, and then also father is asking, did you see a nightmare again? And her reply was, I have placed my head on your heart. Okay, so that was it. So we all know that our parents love us, right? They'll scold us, they'll punish us only because they love us. Okay, they want to make you as a good person. They want you to behave properly. Okay, so that's because they always uh, scold you for silly reasons also. Okay, so love your parents always, never hate your parents. That is a message given to you by Catherine Mansfield through this short story. Okay, and I need you all to read this chapter many times, otherwise you will be not able to answer the 1 mark questions. Okay, so read it properly, just note down the new words for you and try to use that words also while answering. Okay, so good day, let's meet with the next video. Thank you.